Okay, how are we doing? All right. Um, Go Dodgers. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so in this next series of videos, we are going to use our myalbumdb database to build out our API, and we'll connect to the database with our API and get access to the data. So, and I'm going to start this video from scratch. Now, if you are following along with these videos and you have not completed a my album DB, go back and watch my videos on database management and follow along with that to build out that database, and then come back to this video so that um, you'll be able to follow along what we're doing. Okay. But this in this course, in this particular lesson, we're going to extend on the concepts that we learned in the previous videos, um, with I think it was the Jokes app, using sampleapis.com. So previously we've been using, an API from some other source, okay, with data from some other source. But now we're going to see how we can build our own data and query that database and get it from there. Okay. So let's get started. Let me share my screen with the world, make myself completely vulnerable to everybody out there in the YouTube sphere. Anyways, um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to name it album app. So I'm going to go inside my lessons folder. You can put this folder I recommend you put it in your lessons folder, okay? But know where you're putting your projects, okay? Even if you create a folder just called projects and you put everything in there, that's fine. Do that. But make sure you're putting your uh your project folders in a place where you can easily locate them. Okay. And when I say locate them, I mean by using your git bash or your terminal to be able to get there through the command line. So here we go. CD desktop slash lessons slash node. And inside of node, I'm going to name it album dash app. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is go in the album app. So CD album app. All right. And remember, once I am inside of the folder, and make sure that you're inside the folder, you could type PWD and tells you where you're located. Okay. And that last path or what have you, this last directory, this is where we are. So we're in album dash app where I want to be. So once I'm in here, I'm going to run the command npm init -y. That's going to spin up my package.json file. Okay. The first thing I'm going to want to do is I am going to say touch.getIgnore. I'm going to create my getIgnore file. So touch.getIgnore. And then I'm going to say nano.getIgnore. All right. And here we're going to say node underscore modules slash star dash lock.json. Okay. And we're going to add some more stuff to get ignore later. But right now, node underscore modules star dash lock.json. And then first thing we're going to do is we're going to write out. So that's Control O. It's going to ask a question, file name to write. You have to get ignore, hit enter. And then we're going to exit, Control X. Control O, enter Control X. That's how you get out of that file. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to install our node packages. And the node packages that we are going to need, obviously we're going to need Express. So I'm going to say npmi Express. We're also going to use Axios. So Axios. For this one, I'm not going to worry about EJS just yet. We'll save that for later. But we are going to install MySQL 2. Okay, so MySQL 2, and that is not MySQ12. That is MySQL 1, MySQL 2. All right. So we're going to install these three. You know what? Let's add two more to this. We're going to add helmet and cores. So we're going to add these 5 packages for now. We will install EJS later, but for right now, let's just install Express, Axios, MySQL 2, helmet, and cores. We haven't talked about helmet and, well, we haven't talked about MySQL 2 either. So MySQL 2 is a node package that allows us to create a connection to our database, which is what we're going to need to do. We're going to have our database is already sitting out there. Okay, we built one already. And we need to connect to it. And to connect to it and do all kinds of configuration, we're going to use MySQL 2. And then helmet and cores, these two node packages provide built-in security for your application. Particularly, helmet is for your headers in your configuration. So it can do like how you get receive information or how information is sent out inside of the headers. I don't want to go too deep into that. Like the source of a particular file, like if this is an image, how can you protect that? Or if it's say a JavaScript file or a CSS file or what have you, you can set up inside your headers how you want things protected. Hence the name helmet, because it's like head. And cores is cross origin resource security, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But this also handles like files that may be coming in or coming out via the web. So you want to install all those packages. Um, and if you get, several errors or something like that, just read through them and follow the instructions. Again, maybe it could be like something is misspelled or what have you, or I don't know, but just, read and that will help you out. So, okay, I've installed my packages. I got Express, I got Axios, MySQL 2, Helmet, and Cores. Okay. So for this, I know I'm going to use a routes folder. We're going to use some other folders, okay? But I know to start off, I'm going to need a routes folder. So I'm going to say make dir routes, okay? And yeah, we'll just start with that. And I know that I'm going to need a server.js file, and I'm going to need a routes slash router.js. So I'll go ahead and create those. So that's going to be touch because, again, we're creating a file, server.js, and this router.js is going inside of routes. So I need to say routes slash router.js. And those are created. Hit enter. Okay. I'm going to go inside my package.json and configure it. So I'm going to say nano package.json. Okay, and again, my main file, I'm changing that from index to server. Now, if you choose to use index instead of server, that's up to you. I call it server because that's what that particular file is. It is the server. So don't forget, we're going to add start. That's going to be node server.js, and I'm going to add dev. That's going to be node mon server.js, and I'm going to add myself as an author. And you can see, you can check your dependencies right here. Axios cores, Express, Helmet, MySQL 2. And yeah, so then Control O, enter, Control X, get out of there. And once we got that, we are ready to go into Visual Studio Code. And here we are in Visual Studio Code. Okay. And so let's start over here in server.js. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to just start up our server. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that going. So let's see. Let me zoom in, make this a little larger for the people I do this for. Okay. Let's go. Oh, so I'm just not seeing your question, Rob. What do you think about a project for the movie app? They are. I'm not surprised. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It is just a matter of just going through the process, and that's kind of the biggest thing that I see. Like, not trying to rush through this and get it done immediately, is going through the process and kind of just being present in what you're doing. That's the best way I could say that. If you're being present in what you're doing, understanding how things flow, or trying to understand how things flow, like what's connected to what, and then, is there another way to do it? That's all. But we're gonna build on that anyway. So if you're following along here with me, you should be good. What did you just install? I installed Express, Axios, MySQL 2, Helmet, and Cores. There it is right there. Axios, Cores, Express, Helmet, and MySQL 2. All right, so here we go. Let's build out the server. I'm going to say const express is going to get require express, same thing. Const server is going to get an instance of express. I need to build out my port. const port. It's going to get process.env.port, or oh no, I'm not gonna, 3000, and we're going to listen. Server.listen, pass in port, console.log, the Dodgers won 2025 World Series. All right, so these are the first first 4 lines that you need. And right at this point right here, once you get this, we're going to check it, make sure that it's working. So I should, at this point right here, have my server built, and I can go over here to my terminal. You could open up a terminal here in VS Code like so. Me, I just don't like it, and it's got nothing to do with anything other than I just don't like to use it. Okay. I like to come over here to command line because it's just how I roll. Let's see. Give me 1 second. It keeps me alert, if you will, or helps me to stay alert. Okay. And always paying attention to what I'm doing. All right. So now that I have my server running, you can see here in 2025 World Series. So I'm connected to my server. Go right here. Once I get to this point, I'm going to go ahead and create my GitHub for this now. So I can already have that together. So let me go to my GitHub. I'm going to create a new repository. So just this button right here. I'm going to click on that bad boy. I'm going to name this album app 2025. Give a little description. I want to say backend app using Node.js and Express. Yeah, I just use that. And then create my repository. Then all this stuff pops up. Again, what we are not going to do is this git add readme, because we can always go back and create a readme. We're going to get add all, and also make sure that you have SSH clicked as opposed to HTTPS. Because GitHub, I don't know, it's really weird. You'll try to do that and they'll say, hey, I don't like HTTPS. But I think when you're cloning a repository, you can use HTTPS. But when you're setting it up, I would not do it. Okay. So let me come back over here. Here I'm album app. So I'm going to say git init. That's the first one. And then instead of git add readme, I'm going to say git add -- all. And then I'm going to git commit -m first commit. Git commit -m, and it's a lowercase m, and then in quotes put first commit. And then it tells you what files have changed, placal, you see them. And then I'm going to say git branch -M main. And then I need to set up my git remote, which is just it is the remote location for your project. So get remote, add origin if you want to, and I recommend that you do it initially. Just copy that line. I would just copy this line right here and then paste it, unless you kind of know the formula as I do. This is a album dash app. I think it's called the album app 25. Yep. Album app 2025 get. And then I got that get push dash u origin main. Hit enter. There my stuff is set up. Okay. So now my I've got my repository built for this, so it's tracking my changes, and I got my server built. So cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here with this video, and then I will start on the next video. And what we'll do in the next video is we're going to add some more to this server, and then we're also going to configure our database connection. That's what we'll do in the next video. So subscribe to this if you haven't yet. And if you haven't, why haven't you? I mean, what's the problem? It's not costing you anything to subscribe to this channel, and this channel is pretty dope if you want to learn how to code. Just saying. So yeah, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. I do read the comments, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, I will see you on the other side of this video.